Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I filmed anything on the E38. I've been busy with other cars, so I got an opportunity now to do a bit of work. There's not much left to sort out this E38 to be 100%, and this is something really annoying. I haven't done many miles since the restoration, but this is starting to leak here, and it's one of the things that I didn't replace. Hopefully you can see it a bit better. This thicker hose of the two, which is the feed hose, is quite oily, and the connection between the bottle and the Jubilee clip is just not, obviously it's an old hose, 22 years old, and it's about time to replace it. So it's slowly leaking down. I'm going to show you underneath the mess that it's making, and just goes down towards the power steering pump and just makes an awful mess. So this should be a pretty straightforward job. Shouldn't take us that long. So the plan is to go underneath, drain the system, and then install the new hose, rinse everything with brake cleaner, put everything back together, put underneath the engine and the gearbox covers, and have this bad boy ready for the spring. Hopefully you can see it clearly. This is actually making an awful mess on the whole power steering pump, and it's splashing a bit of oil all over the parts underneath. So I'm going to give this a good clean, and we know it's coming from the power steering hose, so this should be easy to sort out. So I'm going to drain the fluid, replace the hose, and then give everything a good wash. So as you can see, this is going further down to the subframe. It's splashing there on the subframe, so I don't really like that. This should be an easy one to sort out. Let's get started. In order to change the power steering feed pipe, we're going to obviously have to drain the system. So before we remove any of the pipes, we need to drain the oil from underneath. Now, the number one thing I will do is to remove the cap first. And as I'm not in a hurry, I'm going to let this drain overnight. Now we're going to go underneath the vehicle, and we're going to loosen the 24mm banjo bolt and let the whole system drain overnight. I've got my draining bucket with me so I can catch the oil, and now I'm going to release this banjo bolt here. So just be careful when you remove this banjo bolt. Just have it in mind that you're gonna have two aluminium or copper. I'm not sure. In my case, they're aluminium, but they could be copper as well. So you've got two crushers on each side of the banjo bolt. So just when you loosen this, make sure you don't drop it, because otherwise you're gonna have to search in your oil to find it. So what I'll do now is just grab it. That's one of them, and the other one will stay on the banjo bolt. So tomorrow morning when I come back here, I'm gonna remove this hose from the bottle, and we're gonna install the new one. Okay, so we've drained the whole fluid from the system, and now I'm gonna remove these two nuts so I can easily manipulate the bottle here. This is 36872. It's well packed, as you can expect this from Febi. There's a little protecting cap here on the banjo bolt, and this appears to be identical, which is good news. And you can see the exact length from here to there. It is absolutely perfect. The only thing I would have liked, just a little bit of feedback for Febi, is what I would have liked is to get two new crush washers for the banjo bolt that connects down to the power steering pump, but we're going to be reusing the old ones. They were purchased new the last time I removed the power steering pump, so hopefully they will be okay. So this is what was previously used. So this is a good quality Jubilee clip, but these don't tend to tighten really well. So what I'm going to be using is, actually, I'm lucky to have the largest here, which is 23.5 millimeter. There's another one, 22.6, which is going to be, it fits on the hose, but when you put it on the bottle, then it's too tight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slip one of these on, just here, insert this on the bottle. Okay, this is as far as it will go. Now we're gonna slip this clamp here in place. Now the last thing we want to do is to clamp this here. You don't have to go absolutely crazy here, because you don't want to break the plastic pipe. You just want to give it a little bit of tension, and this will look OEM. We can always come back and tighten it a little bit more, as we just need to remove these two knots and then just drop the bottle to put a bit of tension, but you don't want to over tighten it or break it. So this is the way I'm going to leave it for now. Just hand tight here. These don't have to be super tight, as you have rubber mount underneath. So last job is to tighten the banjo bolt underneath and do a final rinse here from the top, but I'm just going to show you the tightening of the bolt underneath, and the rest is easy enough. So now, before we finish the job, we're going to fill up the system with oil. You can use 06161 or 46161. These are both compatible. You can mix them as well. This is Pentacin CH11S. It's the exact same thing. Just make sure that you're not mixing ATF with the Pentacin fluid or the CH11F, as it's not recommended. Use either or. Just make sure your system is fully clean. Use the cap in order to tell where the level is. This is minimum and this is maximum. So let's screw it in the whole way in, and we're just below the minimum, so we're gonna add a little bit more fluid. That's in the middle. I've added the power steering fluid. Now what you want to do is open the cap and turn the steering wheel from full lock from left to right a few times. This will bleed the system. Now just before you start, make sure you have plenty of fluid, and I've done that off camera. I've turned the steering wheel left to right, left to right. That probably took another maybe 100 milliliters, and then I added to the maximum. Now I'm going to start the engine and we'll see where the level will be after the pump rotates. I want to show you, if I can bring you a little bit closer so you can see. Let me take the camera off the tripod and show you the final result. This is nice and dry and it looks pretty OEM. It looks very factory. No leaks. So I take this as job done. No noises, no funny squeaks from the pump or anything else. And this is where you want to be. This is just, hopefully you can see this well, This is just below the maximum. So hope you enjoyed this video, hope you find it helpful. If you do, please share with others, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.